Welcome to Be Less Stupid. On Saturday, I went to my 5th political rally in the last 12 months. It was called the Keep Families Together March.
United forever. Families belong together. United forever.
And here's the thing now that I can tell you with absolute 100% certainty. Democrats are awful at putting on a rally. These rallies are a big show, and one measure of a show's success is audience retention. So the question is, are people coming back to the rallies? The answer is no. From the Women's March to the March to End Gun Violence to this most recent one, these rallies are missing focus, compelling drama, and audience engagement. 10 million people watched the Designated Survivor premiere. Then by season 2, there was a bunch of new characters, stories stopped making sense, and the drama stopped being compelling. 50% of the audience stopped watching, and ABC canceled it. If these rallies were a TV show, they would be canceled too.
Are welcome here. Hey, they're here. Immigrants are welcome here.
It's because of a huge drop-off in audience attendance. Fewer people are coming out, and I'm about to explain to you why. Even worse, Democratic activists are squandering the party's most effective opportunities to organize, educate, influence, and yes, weaponize Democrats who have clearly demonstrated a willingness to be politically active.
Where are the kids? Where are the kids? Where are the kids?
For 20 years, I've been in the TV business. I've written, produced, directed, and created long-running series. And there's a couple of things I now know with absolute 100% certainty. If you want the audience to come back week in and week out, you must tell them a great and compelling story. 2, do not take too many diversions from the main story to tell less compelling stories. Number 3, you gotta structure your story properly. Like in a romantic comedy, if Hugh Grant gets to have sex with Julia Roberts during the opening credits of Notting Hill, you never earn the big emotional payoff of her saying, "I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy, asking him to love her." Number 4, you must engage the audience so that after the episode, they go on social media to speculate about what comes next. And you gotta offer them artistic touches that make them debate characters' motives and actions. And finally, you must introduce characters that we care about and then be consistent. What if you turned on episode 2 of The Handmaid's Tale, and instead of Elizabeth Moss playing the feminist heroine with the most emotive eyes in television history, Alfred is now played by Steve Harvey? Okay, that is a very bad example. I would watch that, but you get my point. And those are the problems with the rallies. Having these full-time political activists put on a live stage show for 100,000 people is like crashing your Tesla and asking the cat to repair the drivetrain's electronics.
Where are the kids? Where are the kids?
Saturday's rally had a great premise. Kids are being kidnapped from their parents. But in the hand of these organizers, what we got was a meandering hodgepodge of good intention, personal gripes, and platitudes, and too few bits of effective political drama and audience engagement. Here, don't take my word for it, I'm going to show you. The rally started at 11. I expected the first speaker to remind us why we'd all gathered. Trump has kidnapped babies from their parents, and we want him to fucking stop that. The host would tell us about what we can expect over the next few hours, who's coming up, and he or she would remind us how we can engage, and not just today, how we can harness the awesome power of this gathering going forward. Instead, the first speakers were a group of low-energy Native Americans who wanted to remind everyone in the crowd that the land that we were all standing on was stolen from their ancestors.
I am here on behalf of the Gabrielino Kizh Nation.
Next, one of the Black Eyed Peas sang, "Where is the Love?" And it wasn't the one whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Anytime, any place, the call happens, I will be there to answer it. Black Eyed Peas will be there to answer it.
25 minutes and a parade of nearly every ethnic liberal activist later, finally, the very first person from Latin America appeared on stage. It took 25 minutes. Imagine if you turned on Roseanne And then you found out it was an entire episode all about DJ. Just DJ. Like that would ever happen.
And this one's for all the children and all the mothers who cross the border for the children.
This young, undocumented woman from Guatemala spoke very passionately and effectively about her experiences, okay? But she wasn't separated from her family, but at least her story was tangentially related. Next, there were a bunch of short speeches from a rabbi, a Muslim imam, and then the LA mayor got booed.
Time to bring our children home.
Chrissy Teigen gave a shout out to her Instagram followers and introduced her husband, who sang.
To bring some love in here today. Oh.
By the time California Senator Kamala Harris appeared, an hour had passed. Thankfully, her speech mostly focused on kids, and she finally got the crowd to engage in some Dr. King style call and response.
We are better than this. We are better than this. We are better than this.
Only here's the thing. Throughout the day, 3 hours plus, there was no call to action. No one was urged to sign up right now on their phones so that we could all stay in touch. No one was urged to donate right now on their phones to help with this cause. No one was asked to do something tomorrow or the next day or the week after that. No one said, hey, take a moment right now and introduce yourself to the stranger standing next to you. They're politically active just like you are. We weren't introduced to local candidates running in flippable districts. There were too many side trips to weaker storylines. The crowd was offered virtually no reason to come back and participate again, like next week when Cheeto Jesus whips up yet another frothy batch of horrible cruelty. Worst of all, the biggest issue, the one that unites everyone in the crowd, was barely mentioned at all. It's the only one that matters now. Democrats must take back the House and the Senate in November, and the only way to do that is to vote. Yes, the politically active among us will come out and vote, but what about the Democrats who are registered but didn't in 2016? Take a guess how many of them there are. 47% of Democrats stayed home on November 8th, 2016. Thanks for that, by the way. Nothing is going to change. Trump cannot be stopped until Democrats control more branches of government. And it starts with November's election. All right, that's it. I'll see you next time on Be Less Stupid.